The Lord be with you. I'm Deacon Keith Fournier, and our first reading is taken from the first book of Kings. Then the word of Yahweh came to Elijah the Tishbite. Up, go down to meet Ahab, king of Israel, in Samaria. You will find him in Naboth's vineyard. He has gone down to take possession of it. You are to say this to him. Yahweh says this, you have committed murder, and now you usurp as well. For this, and Yahweh says this, in the place where the dogs licked the blood of Naboth, the dogs will lick your blood too. Ahab said to Elijah, so you have caught me, O my enemy. Elijah answered, I have caught you, for your double dealing. And since you have done what is displeasing to Yahweh, I shall now bring disaster down on you. I shall sweep away your descendants and wipe out every manjack of the house of Ahab, fettered or free in Israel. I shall treat your house as I treated the house of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, and Baasha, son of Ahijah, for provoking my anger and leading Israel into sin. Against Jezebel, too, Yahweh spoke these words, the dogs will eat Jezebel in the field of Jezreel. Those of Ahab's family who die in the city, the dogs will eat, and those who die in the open country, the birds of the air will eat. And indeed, there never was anyone like Ahab for double dealing, and for doing what was displeasing to Yahweh, urged on by Jezebel his wife. He behaved in the most abominable way, adhering to idols, just as the Amorites had, whom Yahweh had dispossessed for the Israelites. When Ahab heard these words, he tore his garments and put sackcloth next to his skin and fasted. He slept in the sackcloth. He walked with slow steps. Then the word of Yahweh came to Elijah the Tishbite. Have you seen how Ahab has humbled himself before me? Since he has humbled himself before me, I shall not bring the disaster in his days. I shall bring the disaster down on his house in his son's days. And our response is taken from Psalm 51. For I am well aware of my offenses. My sin is constantly in mind. Against you, you alone I have sinned. I have done what you see to be wrong, that you may show your saving justice when you pass sentence, and your victory may appear when you give judgment. Remember, I was born guilty, a sinner from the moment of conception. But you delight in sincerity of heart, and in secret you teach me wisdom. Do not thrust me away from your presence, Lord. Do not take away from me your spirit of holiness. Sacrifice gives you no pleasure. Burnt offering you do not desire. And a reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew. Jesus said, you have heard how it was said, you will love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say this to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be children of your Father in heaven. For he causes his sun to rise on the bad as well as the good, and sends down rain to fall on the upright and the wicked alike. For if you love those who love you, what reward will you get? Do not even the tax collectors do as much? And if you save your greetings for your brothers, are you doing anything exceptional? Do not even the Gentiles do as much? You must therefore be perfect, just as your heavenly Father is perfect. The Gospel of the Lord.